Hi there, this is Muadi life strategist and motivational speaker, welcoming you to Live by Design, a program where I hope you will find content that is informative, inspiring, and insightful. Today, I want to talk about the value, the importance of managing your attitude and your energy and how it can influence not only your experience in any given situation, but also the experience of others. Last week, I went and took a beginning ballet class at the Boston Ballet here in Boston, where I am, for a couple of weeks. And I've been dancing for a while, but I wanted to go to a beginner basic class just because I felt mentally I wanted to be back in that space where I could just get some fundamentals and really just start to build my technique up again from the ground up. A lot of dancers you'll find, even those advanced dancers, still take class and will eventually, or occasionally, I should say, go to beginner classes in whatever genre they are masters in, just to get their body back to a sort of state of equilibrium, for want of a better term. So I was in this class, and immediately after maybe the first 5 minutes of the class, I felt myself becoming a little resistant because it was a basic class. For those of you who may be dancers, we were doing very elementary steps, very elementary movements, tendus, with our hands on our shoulders, with our hands on our hips, in the same way that you might teach a 2 or 3 year old that's just sort of beginning, or 4 year old that's really beginning to learn about ballet. So initially my ego was like, having a fit, because it's like, Muadi, you've been dancing for all these years. Really, you can go find an intermediate class. She's boring. I just was nitpicking every single aspect of the instruction, the class, everything. And I was thinking to myself, never again am I going to put myself in this position, right? Then something happened maybe midway through bar as I started to just sort of look around and see all the other dancers that were in the room. Most of them were older, in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. One woman looked like she could have been in her 60s, who clearly had never danced a day in their lives. Like, their arms were all crazy and they were really struggling with the most basic things. And I started to look at their faces. And there was a level of enthusiasm and just excitement and joy on grown people's faces that I hadn't seen, at least not en masse, not in that sort of collective way, in a really long time. And it lifted me. It inspired me. It made me feel good. I can't explain really why. I haven't found the words to really capture it, but it just made me feel good. And then as we started to go across the floor and get a little bit more into some more complicated movements, they really started to really get into it and get very excited, and they were talking to themselves and high-fiving each other and things like that. And it occurred to me that I could have easily spread some real negative energy into that space. Because, again, initially I wasn't really feeling it. I felt it was a little more basic than I had anticipated. And I felt my attitude, a poor attitude, sort of bubbling to the surface. And I know from my past experience that if I allow my anger, angst, annoyance to show on my face, or if I put that energy out, it can negatively impact the experience of other people. I've been in spaces where people have been really enthusiastic about something, and I've been really just sort of like, sarcastic or just half-hearted and not interested, and it sort of brings them down. Those who don't have the courage to stand within their own joy. It brings them down. I've also been in spaces where someone's come in and maybe they had a bad day or in a bad mood, and they're giving people the silent treatment, and it shifts the energy of the room. So back to the ballet class, as I really began to tune into the experiences that other people were having, I really felt a responsibility to quench my own attitude and find my joy and get back to the purpose as to why I took that class in the first place, and to just have fun too. Yes, the steps were incredibly basic. And pretty easy to execute. I decided that I wasn't going to go the arrogant road either, right? And show everybody, oh, how good I am, at that particular level. I didn't do that either. Back in the day, I might have, when I was really controlled by my ego, I might have been tempted to do that. But I didn't. I decided that I was going to participate in the collective joy, and that rather than use the fact that I was maybe a little bit more experienced and more knowledgeable about dance to make others feel less about themselves and thereby dampen their experience, that I was going to tap into my own joy. And it just made a complete difference. We had fun doing these little basic chasses and stuff across the floor and these very basic preparations to prepare to turn. And it really just reminded me of how powerful we can be, how powerful, how we have the ability to shift the energy and to really shape the experience of others just by how we flow, just by how we communicate. Whether we say good morning, if we make eye contact, or if we conversely are just sort of sitting in the back of the room with this attitude like we're too cool to be in this space, or we're pissed off so everybody else is going to be pissed off. You often hear people say, if mama ain't happy, the whole house isn't going to be happy, because that speaks to this idea that the real truth that the energy that emanates from you definitely can impact the energy and experience of others. So my message for today is very simple. Check your attitude. Check your energy. Even if you're going through something that may be very traumatic, even if you're going through, or perhaps you're going through something that is just, you're not feeling your best. I'm not saying to be fake. Like, we really want to be able to authentically express our emotions, but be responsible for the energy that you bring into a room or into an experience, because when you engage with other people, there's a collective responsibility that I think we have to uphold, uplift, and sort of take care of one another. And if you walk in and you're constantly stank or complaining or trying to bring people down, it's bad enough that it's a drain of your own energy and that it can have a negative impact on your health. We can talk about that at length. We're not going to do that today, though. But it's just not fair to other people who are trying to have fun, or who are trying to experience joy, or just to sort of be at peace. If you find yourself constantly walking into a space and just sort of hanging your head or hanging back or emoting anger or spewing negativity, understand that energy can negatively impact the experience of others. Check your attitude. Make it an intention to find joy, to find happiness, to find peace in as many situations as you possibly can. And when you emanate that joy, other people will respond in kind. When you put out that energy of love, it comes back to you. When you put out that energy of just being really peaceful, it comes back to you. And if we each individually take the responsibility of managing the energy that we bring to the collective, think of how much richer, how much more joyful, how much more exciting our experiences can be at home, in the workplace, in your relationship. So it really is that simple. You have it within you to help create positive or negative experiences for other people that are in the same space as you, the same room with you, the same classroom as you, the same job as you, just by how you decide to roll into that space in the first place. So that's my message for this week. Check your attitude. Check your energy. Be responsible. Use that power, because it is a really magnificent power. Use it wisely. And again, I'm not asking you to be fake. I'm not asking you to hide your emotions. I'm suggesting to you that there are healthy and healing ways to express ourselves and to ask for help in resolving whatever situation is standing between you and your joy, whatever obstacle is standing between you and peace. There are healthy, productive, less abusive ways to ask for that support than coming into a space and bringing the whole place down with your negative energy. Check your attitude, check your energy, and I promise you that your experiences in life, at work, at home, will change for the better. That's the message. I hope that it resonated with you. Please reach out to me on Facebook, on Twitter, on email. Let me know what you think. Again, if you're in Boston, Twist and Shout is coming in another week or so. I hope to see you there. Visit Origination at www.originationinc.org. Until the next time, take great care of yourself. Bring the best of who you are into every situation you go into, and watch how your world will change. Have a fabulous week. Take great care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.